Nice.
Welcome to that Conversations Sports podcast. I'm your host, Quincy. Today I have Coco. And Coco is back and we're going to have a conversation about Stefon Diggs and Stefon Diggs trial. Hey, Coco, thanks for coming up on the podcast again. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you inviting me.
So how did you feel about your last episode? How was that experience?
Last episode actually was pretty good. Got a lot of conversation going on around it, that's for sure.
We had a hell of a
Yeah.
response. That was the episode that gave me the most traction. Clips and shorts, people was reactive to it,
Yeah.
especially the response on Instagram. It was a dope response on Instagram. So I'm gonna play this clip, right? I'll play this clip. Apparently, this is what's been going on with him.
Weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
Mr. Diggs offered me $100,000 to recant my statement.
That is a...
the
Your Honor,
only
maybe heard of $5. Ms. Adams, 3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Stefon Diggs, correct?
that is client lawyer privilege. I cannot speak on that.
Stefon Diggs is back in court today facing felony strangulation charges, and his accuser is getting grilled over an alleged multi-million-dollar demand that she made. I'm Mike Babcock, and this is A Minute with Mike. Jamila Adams was back on the stage today, and Stefon Diggs' attorneys were turning the screws to her. Now, they asked about an alleged $5.5 million payment that she had apparently demanded just 3 weeks before the trial was about to start, presumably then to change her story. Jamila Adams didn't answer the question, and rather than saying yes or no, she said, "The only payment I know about is Stefon Diggs offering me $100,000 to recant my story." Diggs' attorneys immediately objected, and the judge, just 10 minutes into her testimony, after a wild and crazy day yesterday of her testifying, calls a recess. When he comes back, he warns her, "Hey, you've got to answer the questions. Don't add your narrative or I'm going to throw your testimony out." They ask about the $5.5 million again. She cites attorney-client privilege. They tell her, yeah, no, that doesn't apply here. And ultimately, she says she doesn't know if anybody from her team demanded $5.5 million. The bottom line is, and this is my opinion, these 2 days have been an absolute disaster for Jamila Adams. Stefon Diggs is facing prison time here, and if I was a member of this jury, I gotta be honest, it would be nearly impossible, barring something totally unforeseen happening over the rest of this trial, for me to find Stefon Diggs guilty.
How do you feel about this development?
So, in some of the things that she was saying, I feel were true. But I also feel that some of the things was a lie and she kind of fabricated more because she was trying to obtain money. Initially, my initial thought was, man, just to hear, it's like, okay, who is he not smashing on the team? Like, he's so unprofessional. I know that has nothing to do with nothing, but it's still tracking. I mean, he's with almost everybody that he's come across. He's with them sexually.
It might be possible that everybody knows this is how he's carrying. Because it comes off like somebody who said, hey, this is my life. This is how I carry it. And I really think that the reason why Cardi B was in the spotlight in the relationship is because she's female.
Right. That definitely has a lot to do with it. And I think she knew what was going on in that sense too. But I think part of it with Mila, when she was a lot of her testimony initially, I was just like, okay, yeah, he's the scumbag. That's how I felt. But then when it got to the part where she started saying that her and were going to get outfits, I'm like, whoa, 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 now Mila, wait a minute now. You should have kept that to yourself, because how are you smashing and you know that that's her man or whatever, that they together intertwining and having a baby, and you talking about, just congregating with her and kicking it with her and y'all getting outfits, like that is crazy. So that told me right there, okay, so she can lie, So when the judge kept kind of catching her up in things, that's when my thinking cap started saying, okay, wait a minute now. I believe some of this, especially with her saying him putting his hands on her. I believe all of that. I do. That part I'm not shying away from. I believe that he did that to her because he was upset that she was spreading those rumors about him basically sleeping with the others. So they all were kind of, talking and saying, and then he didn't want her to go out of town to wherever this place was in Miami because he figure like if she's spreading it to the other ones that are working there, then she's gonna say something to Cardi. That's what I got.
Honestly, so this is the thing, right? When people are show a track record of lying, I can't take their word as the gospel. Because during the case, it was revealed she was lying about a couple of things. But I don't know. It's hard to say, hey, that's what really happened. We wasn't there one thing, but one thing I noticed about especially with celebrities and they get in this kind of court drama, it's always a money play. It's always a money play.
But that's what the men lead with. You can't lead with money and then don't want someone to be asking for the money. That's how that goes. He leads with the money because he put her on the team so that he don't have to feel like he's just giving her money. Because them other people were saying she burning hot dogs. She making noodles. She ain't really cooking shit. Not for real. So yeah.
I paid attention. Let's look at the hot takes and stuff. I get it. I do know after the alleged incident that happened, she was dancing and all that stuff.
Right. But she was saying she was playing nice because she was trying to get her money, and I don't blame her for that because if you don't, you feel like, okay, I'm not going to be able to get my bread. So I'm trying to play the role so that I can still get my money. But the fact that it got physical between them, which I believe that had to have been the first time that they, had gotten physical, he was worried about what was going to happen. Because, I mean, you saying that, when people lie, you can't trust them, gotta trust. He got one too. He's scamming everybody around there, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because he's doing it in a way where he's enticing them with his money. The braider, the hair braider, like they all were in cahoots, but they don't want to mess up their check. That's what it is. They all were in cahoots. I don't care what anybody say. So of course they're gonna she was messing it up for herself. Don't get it twisted. But the others who were testifying and making comments, they were making it so as if they, this girl, she just doing too much. She, don't believe nothing she said. I mean, because they literally was making those comments. Somehow she was burning hot dogs.
So I got it from this, right? Because it's a deeper conversation. I realized one thing about Stefon Diggs. He's a man that don't have no self-confidence.
At all.
He is a liability in life.
He's a sexual deviant. Come on, all them baby mamas he got, then he doing his staff. He might even be doing the pool boy. Who knows? They all might be getting a touch of that now. I'm not saying, but it's some gay rumors. It is some rumors.
So let me ask you a question, right? So he had multiple kids. How do you view Nick Cannon?
Same way. All in the future. Future put them all in the same bucket.
They cover some brand Future and Stefon.
No, all they brand is the same. When you have multiple households with different baby mamas, I can see if it was one. I mean, it don't make it right even if it's one, but you got several different households. I mean, come on. You got to spread yourself like that. How is that even possible to do? How are you, raising these children fluently with everybody? Are you putting them all together at the same time? Like, what are you doing? I need to know the routine here because it's too many. Anything more than two. When they say the kids, when you have more kids than parents, that's where the problem starts. Yeah. Very messy.
This is the outcome of the whole situation. Not the outcome of the whole situation. Which I was surprised by.
Former New England Patriot star and father of Cardi B's baby is off the hook. His personal chef accused him of trying to strangle her in a violent assault. It was this video, legal experts say, of his accuser dancing soon after the alleged attack that helped his case. Stephen Fabian reports.
The NFL star accused of assaulting his personal chef hears his fate.
What is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Fights relationship with rapper Cardi B. The pair share a 6-month-old son. He also helped lead the New England Patriots to this year's Super Bowl. The wide receiver faced charges of felony strangulation and misdemeanor assault. December, Diggs' live-in chef came forward claiming he violently attacked her at his Massachusetts mansion during the 2-day trial.
He smacked me with an open hand. His whole right arm was across my chest.
Diggs' attorney says it's all a lie, pointing to this video of Adams dancing and goofing around days after the alleged attack.
Ms. Adams, that was you on that video, correct?
Yes.
Adams at times appeared emotional and struggled to answer questions.
Yes or no question, ma'am.
I don't know how to answer that question.
She was scolded by the judge.
This is not an opportunity for you to evade respond to questions the court deems appropriate.
How you feel about the verdict, Stefon?
Guilty.
That girl set her up recording her. She set her up big time because she already knew where this was going. All of that was a setup.
So we in a age, as soon as you have some money and you get caught with something a little compromising, you're guilty. You're guilty.
But again, that part that she was trying to get out, saying that he offered her that money, because he did not want this to get out in the public. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But again, he got it on his side because he also had people, basically in cahoots with him. Seriously, the other people, they didn't want to mess up their money, so they was in cahoots with him. And I don't care. That part, he put his hands on her. I know he did that. This woman is not. It might be a way for her to get some money, but hey, pay me for my pain. You touch me, I want to come after some bread too. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you putting your hands on me in an abusive way. He put his hands on her. What do you mean?
What the sign that's
The signs? Because it's just the way that she.
You just feel it.
No, I feel it in my spirit because he's the type of person, normally when you're hypersexual like that, abuse that goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. When you are hypersexual, and he's definitely hypersexual, it goes hand in hand. He's abusive in a couple of different ways, to be honest, because the way that he has everybody doing things for him to pay them, another way, you know what I'm saying? He have these people around. Some of those people are just around to be around. They're really not even doing anything for real. But she's living there. I'm like, well, why would she? When I heard that she was living, I'm like, well, why would she be living there? Yeah, this is convenient so he can get up in the middle of the night and slide in that coochie. That's why. No, that's why. That's why, because that woman do not need to be living there with him.
You will find the time, to be honest. Because you had children in camp, you had the baby mothers, you have a lot of actions. I don't know how it's back.
Trust me, when you trying to get it in, you're going to find the time. And he found the time. And it's not hard to do.
So ultimately boils down, it was a play for money. At the end of it, it was a play for money. So how do you feel about the Shannon Sharpe incident when the only fan girl came on and said Shannon Sharpe assaulted her, and come to find out that, at the end they threw the case out, and the lawyer said that it was not an assault, they just had a toxic relationship.
Wait a minute, from him and her?
Shannon Sharpe.
Who? Shannon Sharpe. Say that's what he get. Look, the preference don't always get the preferential treatment either. So he chose her. He knew what he was up against. But at the same time, he just didn't think that it was going to go in that direction. And that girl ended up having somebody in her ear like, girl, I'm pretty sure, because she's young. So I'm pretty sure she was talking to someone and telling someone. They told her, girl, that man got money. He just signed this deal, blah, blah, blah. So it's just like, I personally don't feel no ways because, like I said, the preference don't always get the treatment. Like you got into it with this girl, and the stuff that he was saying on the phone to her, to me, was kind of crazy. I'm like, man,
that was role playing.
I don't care. Like, it's still kind of, I don't know, like, it still was a little weird to me. Yeah. And at the same time, you have too much to lose. Men have to start thinking better too. Women too. Don't get me, I say women too, because women find themselves in situations that they definitely could avoid. You know what I'm saying? But when you have so much like that, like he's just signed a deal. The ink one is dry.
I think when it happened, it pulled all the deals back. I know you look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now the endorsements is starting to come back around.
Yeah.
Sense of it is starting to come.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude in that way. Yeah, I never had no issue with him, but I did take issue just with the fact that he was, always trying to make it seem like the pink toes was better. And look what the pink toes did to you. Look what you got.
They put him in the blender.
I mean, baby, he got past the blender because this girl, she ain't got to do nothing else for the rest of her life.
She don't.
Like,
She came up on an incredible windfall.
yes,
You know,
yes, and that's crazy to me because his own daughter was getting married, and he put a freaking, what do you call that? He basically told her, "Listen, this is the limit, and that's it. That's it. You're not getting nothing else." And I think it was like 30,000 or something like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is your own daughter, your flesh and blood. But look what you didn't have to end up giving this girl. And you told her while you was smashing her that you was gonna give her, I think it was like 50 grand per cheek or something. It was 25. I thought it was 50, but okay. I could have sworn I heard 50.
Nah, they were super taxing. I didn't understand what he was really doing because it made no sense to me.
Yeah.
But when it hit the fan with a vengeance. So case in point, right? So we're talking about people that, how do you feel about the Cassie Diddy situation based on the fact that there was money involved, a big settlement involved. Shannon Sharpe had to pay to settle it. Stefon Diggs didn't have to pay anything to settle it. It was dead in court. But the Puffy situation, Cassie got...
Well, Puffy, when Cassie originally went in and she filed the claim and everything, Puffy settled that the next day. That told me everything I needed to know because he did not want certain information out there. Another sexual deviant.
No, he personally...
He is definitely a deviant.
Yeah.
So with that being said, with him paying that money, I said, well, that tells me everything I need to know because he's trying to make sure that this, and I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, they were talking about, the police wasn't on the payroll. Yes, they was. I believe that man had a lot of people in his pockets because the only way you can carry out things for years and years, and people have to be complacent around you.
Exactly.
And that means you're giving them money.
Not if you was giving money.
You're doing something.
Protect. But what we've seen a lot of things, especially with men with money. Men with money navigate in a space with women that crosses a lot of lines.
Yes.
That's one thing.
Yes.
The other thing is women navigate in a space where because of a man's stature,
they're willing to do things and tolerate that they probably never would do with a regular person. Yeah, which is those women, because that ain't me. I don't care how much money you got. I can't be bought. Not in that way. No, sir.
So think about it now, right? Everything is in the public eye because we have social media. Everything is posted. Everything is talked about and stuff like. When are we going to start saying, hey, let's mind our business because these people getting what they ask for based on their behavior? When are we going to say, hey, me mind my business because that's not my business?
Well, I mean, technically, we be minding our business. They put us in their business. They put us in the group chat. We don't know about this stuff until it comes to the surface. So we don't be in the business until the business comes out, and it's not our fault. So sometimes, it's interesting. These people are, yes, human beings, but at the same time, it goes to a different level. But I feel like with us being in their business, that's a lot of, and this is why they get away with so much that they get away, because the public opinion, ultimately, it does play a part. I don't care what nobody says. With the internet, it plays a big part. Yes.
Sucker is a part. Because, people be like, nah, we're not judging. Nah, we're judging.
Yes.
All this stuff is out of control. Right?
I've been knew that Diddy was some type of way. You know what I'm saying? He destiny swapped, when the documentary came out, you see he destiny swapped most of his life. He was destined to do that. That was just something that he took on at an early age. He was determined to do that. And he's been doing it so long. And I do believe that he was groomed in some type of way to get that started. Like, yeah, it goes from one thing to the next. And then it just kept going on and on. But, when that tape just didn't show up from him beating up Cassie. It didn't just magically appear when it's been hidden all that time because he paid. So somebody was trying to take him down too because they were sick of his shit.
Because the reason why everything came into the forefront, he was trying to get a liquor deal because he wanted to be a partner, another brand ambassador.
Right. But Diddy, to me, always thought he was bigger than the program. What you mean? He's never, to me, came off as a person that wasn't bigger than a program. To me, he's always had that arrogance about him where it's all about me. I mean, just watching him over time, like I didn't have to know him to know that. because that is all I saw. That's what I captured from him. So over time, when that video came out and he tried to apologize, I'm like, no. And then the crazy thing is, the video really didn't even matter because people was still like you still have people right now. There's so many guys like Diddy that still thrive in this industry, knowing those type of things. Because even when the video came out, people was still on his side. I'm like, the video was enough to me, but the fact, oh, he wasn't on trial for that. So we just gonna ignore that he beat the living crap out this woman? Like, I just don't get that. I don't get how that didn't play a factor for anyone to even have some type of feelings. I promise you, when this man gets out of jail, like, it's like they still gonna champion him. That's how I feel.
You think people will stand next to him with all that mess on it?
Feel like they are. Like they waiting for R. Kelly to get out right now. They like if R. Kelly got out right now and had tickets for a concert, they'll be lined up down the block trying to get him. Oh my God, here we go.
He's a different stuff. I'm not saying that, but just saying else they'll go to a concert. I don't think Puffy will get all the brand deals. Everybody will want to stand next to him, want to party with him. I think that's over for him. I think it's celebrity.
I mean, brand deals and stuff, okay, yeah, but see, that's my thing. Like, people keep saying they can separate and separate. Okay, it's not to me about separation. I'm like, we're the problem. The people that are supporting the pockets. And a lot of these guys like that, they keep getting respected based on their pockets, based on the music they make. Like, and I mean, look, that's why we got the president we got in the office right now. This a piece of shit because you only like this person based on things that don't even freaking matter in the end. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff that people say about Diddy, about R. Kelly, about Chris Brown, like right now, like people will talk. He's another one. He's another PO. Put his hands on women, he's violent, period. It's just a matter of time. When you're violent, you're violent. It's just a matter of time of it happening and when it's going to happen again. But he is violent. And another thing, he don't like darkies because he said it. And he ain't never got to worry about getting my money. Never. Somebody would have to buy the ticket because I'm not paying my money. I promise you that. Only because Usher there. Only because Usher is there. Y'all listening? Anybody want to buy me a ticket? I will go, okay? But only if Usher is there. And when Chris Brown, if he came out last, I'd leave. I'm not supporting that man. That man, the stuff that he's another one that covered up his madness too. And it's just a matter of time for something else comes out about him, like he did in that nightclub when he hit that man over the head with the bottle. He did that shit. But of course, he bought his way up out of that too. You know what I'm saying?
I think they don't have a real circle around them to tell them, hey, that's wrong. Move a certain.
It's the money though. The money is what makes them feel superior, as if it don't matter because I got the money. I can buy my way out of the situation. And a lot of the times they can't. Trey Songz done slipped through the crack 1,000 times. They're gonna make a documentary about his ass too. He's gonna be listen.
I was a super Trey Songz fan until I started hearing some stories about him. He have some story.
Yes. And all of them people not lying. And I definitely believe Keke Palmer, what she said. Yeah. I believe Keke. Keke is not lying on that man. Yes. She's not lying on that man. And that's why I said a lot of them, though, have these stories. And a lot of it be whispers. You know, when you're not in the industry, when you're in the industry, you hear and see a lot. But when you're outside of the industry, of course, you only know what, comes up to the surface, what's tea, as they say. So at the end of the day, I think a lot of them at some point things will come out and Trey Songz is gonna be looking crazy. He already looking crazy, looking like Lil Bill with no braids now. He done lost his hair. He had to cut well, that's what happens. When you play around and you be wrong to women, God gonna push that hairline all the way to the back. And God pushed it back, so he had to cut it off. He didn't have a choice.
Sometimes that's the.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. And he's another violent one that be doing all type of stuff too. So, but it is what it is. You know, like I said, whatever's going to happen in the dark is going to come to the light. I think that Diddy going to have to do his time. Lane's got to do his time. Like all of the, they want to get out, especially Tory Lanez. Nah, bruh. You got to do your time, Leprechaun. Do your time because you did what you did and you know you did it. So just keep it pushing, do your time, and it'll be over because he already got sliced and diced up in jail. You know, because guess what? He already said himself that he was a problematic kid, problematic teen. His mom has sent him away because he was doing all like you.
So he's a Caribbean boy. So most Caribbean parents, when they get in trouble, when they give in trouble, when they're super active, because we don't diagnose like AD and all that stuff. We don't do that. We don't diagnose them things. We just say the kid just active. The kid is just spirit. I have a lot of spirit. So we don't really diagnose.
He just hyper.
Yes, hyper. Exactly.
Hyper.
So I think I can't speak for him because I wasn't there for his thing, but I think is with him, I think is one everything.
Okay.
But this because we did an episode where we talk about Megan Clay, and I saw this morning, and it resonated with me. I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
And Klay Thompson broke up. She posted, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous? Bitch, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. I get where her frustration is coming from, but I also know what she was trying to do when she made that post. You have 30 million followers, trying to send all her little fans to go bully him into being like, you fucked up. Klay is a fucking multi-millionaire. Like, he doesn't need Meg for anything. If you think you're such a good woman, then be that. And if you have a man and you think that you're the best thing that ever happened to him and he still isn't performing in a certain type of way, what the fuck else can you do?
That you shared with him. It doesn't matter if it only lasted 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year. I refuse to believe that love was ever real. Love is peace. Love is kind. Love is gentle. But in the end, after a breakup, that's your frequency to try to turn him into the biggest cheating piece of shit ever. This is what a lot of females do. And if I say this shit, I'm gonna come off like I'm an asshole. But this is why niggas are not vulnerable to women.
Well, tell me your resignation. Tell me how that resonated with you first.
Because I think, especially adults, right? We could have a relationship, we could date and stuff like that, and we break up. We don't have to bring it to the internet. We don't have to bring it to the internet. We don't have to put other people in our business so they can have an opinions about it. Because guess what? People having opinions, we can ignore it how much we want. It still disturbs your peace. Ain't nothing good coming out to that, right? So case in point, you team Meg, and I signed with Clay.
Hey, that's what men do normally, but okay.
You know, everybody taking a hard stance. They bring up Meg pass. They bring up Clay pass. You know, nobody.
No, I ain't bringing up Clay pass. They ain't bringing it up like that because if they was, then he needs to be on the chopper block because this dude is a serial cheater. Then then what's the problem? I don't understand what the problem is then. Why is she only being nailed to the cross and he's not?
Because Clay won for shit.
You know what? See, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That right there, that energy, that's what I'm saying. That's how OJ got on. That's how OJ got on. Knowing that he sliced and diced them people, that's how he got on. Oh, he couldn't have did this because of blah, 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 because he's a Heisman Trophy. See, that type of, again, that is what you just said is what I just got to talking about. People get away with stuff based on other things that have nothing to do with the situation. He's getting the accolades and he's getting off based on the fact because he got them poor chumps. Come on. Like, what the hell? So with him, he could have been a murderer. No, he didn't do that. He couldn't have did that. Come on. That is the mentality that's in the community, which is why those type of people, like your thought process, end up on the jury and be saying, nah. We letting him go. I'm just saying.
I was just being funny.
No, you ain't being funny. You being dead ass serious. Don't try to mess with my top. You being dead ass serious right now.
When you operated, when they date somebody, whether it be 10 days or 10 years and stuff, they should be able to bound gracefully. No matter how you feel, go get you a therapist.
Yeah, and talk to your therapist. But I'm pretty sure she did. But again, for me, I understand what that girl is saying. Even though she was giving mad pick-me energy, because that's what she was giving me. No, she was giving me pick me energy. Hey, it depends on who you are, because I'm not going to be no pick me. I'm going to speak my mind and keep it real. So she was giving the pick me energy, but some of what she was saying, I understand, but the rest of it, no, because I feel like Megan, and this is just what I feel, not saying that Megan could do no wrong because that's not true, but that girl is on top of her ish. I don't care what nobody say. She's educated. She don't have any children. You know, she has things to offer, but they just want to trash her and throw her away. Yes, they do. These people hate her. From what I've seen, these people hate this girl.
Somebody said we didn't know nothing about it. That we would have no material to have a conversation.
But this is the thing, celebrities, there's a lot of celebrities who businesses out there.
A lot of celebrities.
It's nothing.
Super low.
Yeah, yes, because it just happened like that. Sometimes some people just they stay under the radar. Some people are like that, some people don't. Some people are not able to because some of the celebrities, it's just how it works. But I think she said what she said, in my opinion, because she was just trying to get ahead of it before he put his narrative out there. He didn't say anything.
History of voicing his.
Wait a minute. He doesn't have a history. I don't know what the man got a history of because I didn't even know who the hell he was. We ain't even go back off into that. We ain't gonna do it. Not today. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. But I did not know who this man was, and I feel like he didn't speak on it. He made, his own commentary, but some men are like that. They're not going to say anything because they know what the hell they did. No, he know what he did, so he ain't gonna open his mouth and say nothing. Problematic my ass. Please, Google that diary and we'll see how problematic he is. Google that damn diary. Google that diary and what all that shit that he wrote down. He wrote that he put on black and white what he did and who he was doing it to. That don't tell me. See, that's kind of like one of those things of just because you're talking loud that you did something you didn't do or what this person is accusing you of, but they talking real soft and real sweet and so it's making them appear to be the one that's unproblematic. But the person that's hyper and loud, you're not believing them because they're hyper or they're passionate with how they're getting their words out. Do you see what I'm saying?
I get what you
That's one of those things. Just because he's laid back, that's his energy. Megan has energy. Megan is hyper. Megan is out there. And I can't fault somebody because that's their energy. That doesn't make her a bad person. And they really they demonized this girl. You know what I'm saying? And again, all because guess what? She was promiscuous. She's a hoe. Yeah. And y'all just mad because she wasn't hoeing with none of y'all. That's all. That's it. That's all. Y'all didn't have nobody. They never had a chance with the girl.
America.
My God, this man got a rap sheet long as I don't know what, and ain't nobody even saying it. None of the men are talking about it. Okay, women might have said a thing or two, but the men are not saying nothing because it's okay for him to be the biggest hoe on earth. You know what I'm saying? Right, yeah. Well, he don't even respect his body. This man don't even respect his body. He just giving it out. Like that girl said, he just giving it out. Yeah, he just giving it out. So it doesn't matter. But if she does something like, if she got a history of being a hoe like that, he knew that. You know what I'm saying? And he had to fake the funk to have that proximity so that he can get some. He love bombed her, and I don't care. He did all of that stuff because he knew exactly what he needed to do to have a woman like Meg. Point blank period. Call her a hoe, call her whatever you want to call her. He still did what he deemed necessary to do to get that hoe. How about that?
With that being said, that brings us to the end of our episode. Pretty funny, that. That's what we podcast. I really appreciate you. Until the next episode, peace.